We're here in San Diego County in Torrey Pines State Park. We're going to visit the rarest pine in California, the rarest pine in San Diego County, the rarest pine in the United States. Behind me on the hill are some specimens of Torrey pine. There's supposedly about 10,000 Torrey pines left. I don't know who counted them, but they don't look rare right here. Named after John Torrey, back a little bit before the Civil War when it was discovered right here in this area. It's a remnant of a larger forest, they suspect, but there aren't a lot of fossil records to really nail down that premise. We're underneath a Torrey pine, one of the rarest trees in the world. The female cones, the cones that produce seeds, are high up in the trees in general. But down here are male cones or the pollen cones, and they produce pollen. These are not ready yet. In another month or so, they'll be producing pollen, and I can flick on it like this, and the pollen dust, the pollen grains, will go all over the place. The wind currents will come through and pick up that pollen and carry it off to another hilltop. A few of them might go up and pollinate the seed cones on the same plant, but mostly the pollination of the cones on this tree higher up will come in from pollen somewhere else. And that keeps the diversity available for the genetics to work in a healthy population of Torrey pines. Another feature of the pine genus is the fact that these leaves, these needles, are in bundles. And here at the base, attached to the stamp, the twig, is a bundle of needles. In the case of the Torrey pine, the needles number 5. So that means that every needle has an angle of about 72 degrees. So those 72 degrees on each needle times 5 gives you 360 degrees. Pollen cone produces pollen. Female cone, immature, pollinated at the base of the scales. Here's an older cone removed from the base of the tree. It was down there in the dirt. Should be able to see between the scales some seeds that haven't quite escaped yet. Other seeds of the Torrey pine available for our investigation. They're large seeds with a hard seed coat. It takes 3 years for the seeds to mature. So these seeds are about the size of pistachios. And they don't taste too much different than pistachios. Torrey pine is not widely dispersed. It has a fairly inefficient reproductive method. The cones can remain on the tree more than a dozen years. They open slowly. The seeds have a hard coat. They are not attractive to animals that would disperse the seeds. So you don't have a lot of birds or mammals distributing the seeds like other pines are. So the Torrey pine's method of reproduction, even with the habitat being encroached by development, even though that has ceased, its future is drab unless humans help it. Torrey pines are not expanding. Urban development has squeezed them into this very tiny area on the coast of San Diego. You've got another population off the coast, a little less than 200 miles northwest of here on Santa Rosa Island. That species is genetically different enough so that it's a legitimate subspecies, or at least a variety of the Torrey pine. So we've got a remnant population off the coast, and then a special population right here in San Diego County of the Torrey pine. Urban development has stopped in this particular locale. So the Torrey Pines has a pretty good future if we can keep an eye on it. Left alone, it might become extinct as the Southwest gets warmer and drier. The Torrey pine will probably never go extinct because it's commonly sold in nurseries. It may go extinct in its own habitat if we're not careful, but it's all over the world as a planted pine tree. Like the Monterey pine, which you can find in New Zealand, all over Europe, etc., the Torrey pine is very popular as a cultivar in other parts of the world. So Torrey pine will live on even if it becomes extinct in San Diego County.